Give me 1 sec. I just opened I just opened my Pokemon Go app and there's a Charmeleon I'm trying to catch. It is 9:30. It is January the 17th. And I just want to talk about what's been going on with me lately, while also hunting Dudunsparce. So off we go! So hold on, I need to actually let people out there know that I've started, because I don't think anyone knows, because I didn't exactly announce I was doing this. Oh, I felt a burp coming, but it's gone. There we go. So, just before we start, let me show you guys what I got today. Today, I hatched this. First shiny Sprigatito, but it's a male, which is a shame. So I will continue hatching until I get a shiny female, for absolutely no reason besides the fact that I want one. And yeah, that's it. Since the last time I hunted for a Dudunsparce, that's all I got. Not even any shinies in Pokemon Go. I forgot to look up the sandwich again. Hold on, I forgot to do this again. Forgot to look up what sandwich I need to use. It's the same one as last time, but I forget what ingredients. Wasn't it like 4 chorizos? Or was it 4... It was 4 something. I see here for normal, 2 chorizos, 4 rice. I'm being picked up, right? Yes. Okay. Because I need to double check. Sometimes I've had this happen before. Sometimes I've started and there was no volume being picked up, so I just have to double check. I am being heard. Anyway, so it was 2 chorizos. Wait, go back. I need 4 rice. Right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Man, I don't know if the bowls cutting into the table is a bug for anyone else playing this game, but it happens all the time for me. Alright, and forget the top bread. I don't want this toppling down. How have you guys been? So today I finally got off of my lazy ass and I finally looked up just what I need to do for my goddamn exam. You know, just because I graduated doesn't mean I'm done yet. Just because I graduated college, what, 3 months ago? I think almost... What the hell just happened? I think almost 3 months ago to the day. I think. Oh, now I can't remember. I graduated sometime in not January, mid-November. It's January now. I think... I can't remember if it was the 16th, 17th, or 18th. I'm pretty sure the 18th was when this game came out. And it was the day before that. Though I could be wrong. I'm not gonna bother making a quick Google search. But yeah, just because I graduated college doesn't mean I'm done yet. I still have a big exam to do. So, you know, it's been in the back of my head ever since I graduated. Actually, even before that. It's been in my mind, like, near the end of my college program. And when I finished, it was really starting to linger in my mind. Living rent-free, like, every day. So because what I believed was the time limit creeping up ever so closely, the actual exam date creeping up ever so fast, it's just approaching, or at least that's what I thought. Because what I was told previously was that it would be during April. Now that's what I rolled with for a couple months. But the dates were subjected to change. And so today, I finally looked it up. Because aside from having to do this exam, I also have to apply for this exam, which I have not done yet. And it's been stressing me out knowing that I've been too damn lazy to do it. So today, I finally looked up on how to do it. It's a big hassle, so I gotta get that done. And the dates listed out was not April, but June. No concrete set date just yet. All it says so far is month of June for my province here in Canada. God, that sounds weird to say. But all it says for my area is to be determined. So my area doesn't have a concrete date yet. Other provinces already have dates, but not for me. So it could still change. It could be moved up. It could be before June, or it could be later. I won't know. So I just have to keep checking. Keep checking for that updated exam time. Now, you might be asking, how the hell do you still have an exam after you graduate college? After you graduate, how the hell do you still have stuff to do? Well, that's the thing. I graduated college. That's all I did. Think of it this way. This might not be factual, but this is just how I think it is. Say you're going into being a doctor. You graduate medical school. You get a degree. You get like a university degree, a medical school degree. But you still have to be certified to become a doctor. You still need to show you still need your knowledge to be tested in order to get your doctor's license. So just because you graduated doesn't mean you're done. You graduated school, but now you have to take the knowledge you got from school and actually use it to be officially certified. Does that make sense? I got a diploma or whatever from school, but that's not a license. That's not an actual certification or whatever. So that's what I need to do. Just because I graduated school doesn't mean, you know, I'm fully licensed to go and do stuff yet. So that's the exam I have to do. And it has been stressing me out for quite a while, and I haven't even started studying for it yet. It's just the idea of it has been stressing me out, knowing that I'll eventually have to prepare for it. Well, at least my mind is a bit at ease for now. I've been rolling with the idea that it would be in April, but now I've seen that for the time being, a rough estimate would be June. So I have a little bit more time. And hey, in the meantime, until June, I have 4 different games coming out that I'm super excited to play. Well, more 3 of them super excited to play. Actually, out of all 4 of those games, only 1 of them is going to be a brand new game, because 2 of them, no wait, 3 of them are re-releases. And 1 of them I've actually played, and I'm just excited to replay it. Also today, so I know this is outdated news, but earlier today it was announced that Attack on Titan Season 4 Part 3 will be airing in 2 different parts. I swear, the season just doesn't end. We had Season 4 Part 1, Season 4 Part 2. Now we're going to have Season 4 Part 3 Part 1, Season 4 Part 3 Part 2. At this point, these may as well just be Seasons 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, one of my friends pointed out, it's probably because MAPPA is so behind schedule, or they have just so much to do that they're not able to get it all out on time, so they have to split it up. Which at that point, I would just rather wait. Honestly, I would rather wait for them to get it all done, polish it, and then just release it all at once, instead of just giving me half of it, and then making me wait for like another half a year for the second half. They don't want to make the same mistake they did for Season 1 and 2. You mean the 4 years apart? You know, I didn't watch the show. I didn't watch the anime until Season 2 started coming out. Actually, give me a sec. I forgot to do something. They waited like 6 years for Season 2 and all the hype died. I'm pretty sure it was 4 years. Damn, can you imagine that? Waiting 4 years for a story to continue? And I love how, like I said, because I didn't watch Season 1 until Season 2 came out. So I watched Season 1, and then immediately watched Season 2. I love how, despite a 4-year gap, the story just acted like no time has passed. Like, people who started high school watching it would have came back and the story just picked up immediately after. Once those high school freshmen, what they called? First years of high school are graduating, and then they finally get to see the story continue. I would still rather wait. I'd still rather wait for the entire season to be aired all at once, rather than half the season at a time. Well, if they're gonna air it, then of course I'm not gonna wait. You know, a friend of mine spoiled what happened in the anime in part 1 of Season 4. I'm not gonna say exactly what happened, just in case. But a friend of mine literally texted me, "Yo, you wanna know what happened?" I said no. And then he straight up spoils what happens. And then he's like, oh, I thought you said yes. And then he spoiled a character's death. Man, I still can't believe he did that, too. I said no, and he still went ahead and did it. And he's like, oh, I thought you said yes. I don't think it was even because he saw the word I typed and he just was so delusional. He saw the word yes, and then he just instantly started typing it out and sent it. I think he had it typed out, ready to send. He was just waiting for my reply, and he was just expecting yes. But I sent no, and then he immediately sent it. He's like, oh, I thought you were going to say no. Wait, I thought you were going to say yes instead of no. Clearly he didn't care. That too. That could have been an option too. Am I giving him the benefit of the doubt? Probably. But anyways. So this season, this single season, season 4, one single season has lasted how long now? 3 years? Damn, I would love for my other shows, one entire season to last 3 years. Well, maybe not. Maybe I wouldn't love that. Depends on the show, depends on the quality I'm getting, the story. If it's all just filler episodes, then nah. So, until then, until my exam possibly in June, no longer April, in June, you know, someone actually, because my whole family's anticipating this exam, someone told my mom that they heard, supposedly it's not happening in April, it's happening end of March. So, you know, that completely stressed me out, like, damn it, now I really have to get going on applying for it and starting to study. But then I looked up today, it's possibly in June. I just can't catch a break. Even graduating, I'm not done yet. After graduating goddamn college, I still have to study. Dudunsparce? Yes. That's it. That is what we're doing. Oh yeah, I feel like I could use the goods, because it would help a lot. Just let me know when you're ready. What did you say last time? It's always butter. Butter and something. Wasn't it tofu? So until my exam in June, I have 4 different games coming out. The game coming out in May, I probably don't have enough time to finish. Not even probably. I know for a fact I won't. Because I'll be diving deep into that game. I'm going to play it entirely through. I'm looking at that Iron Treads. I probably should have saved. Well, I don't exactly need a third one of these, but I'll take it. Let me risk this. Please don't run away. Please. Well, I am. Please don't disappear. Thank you. I don't trust it. Do I have any not very effective moves? So, hope you guys are ready. In 2 days, I have a game planned that I'm going to play. I know you guys probably know what it is. Okay, maybe we can hit this thing a little bit harder. Ooh, that was close. How do you avoid Earthquake? And of course you toughed it out. You jump, but how high of a jump are you gonna do? Because, you know, when you jump, you descend pretty quick. The reliable partner? How short of an earthquake is it? If it lasts half a second. Because when you jump up, you're only up in the air for like a second. You know how dangerous that would be? Pokemon or creatures able to, you know, shift tectonic plates like that would bring about ruin to the world. Alright, was that worth 4 rice and 2 chorizos? We almost have a whole box of shinies in this game. Alright, should I get the level 3 boost or should I just wait out these 13 minutes? Well, let's just see if Dude is still here. So, it's gonna be quite a busy year for me. Got at least 4 games coming out planned for me to play. Got, oh, countless stuff for me to watch. I only have like a handful of TV shows coming out this year I want to watch, plus a whole bunch of shows that already came out I have yet to catch up on. Anime included. Alright, just let me know when you're ready. So, 4 games coming out, at least 4 games. A handful of shows, plus a bunch of shows already out. I got the goddamn exam in June. Is that a okay, you're ready, or like an okay, I'll let you know when I'm ready? Probably I have to do my 2nd driving test later this year. Like late this year. Because the first one was just, you know, general driving, but the part where you're allowed to drive on like the highway, yeah, that's a different one. So probably that, but that's late in the year. That's like November, and it's January right now. Couple of films to watch. Couple of films that I definitely want to see on the big screen at the theater. So quite a busy year. Quite a busy year indeed. Oh, and of course, one of the bigger things. If I were to actually buy a PC this year, then that list of 4 games I have planned to play here, that could grow exponentially. If I have a PC, you know how many games that unlocks for me to be able to play? I can finally make some good content. I can play the games that everyone has been nagging me about and would never shut up on nagging me about. All of Nintendo? Pfft. If you're asking if all the games I'm planning to play are Nintendo, no. The big variety. Well, I don't want to say big, but just a larger variety than what I've already been playing. The thing is, I mentioned this last time. One of my friends helped me pick. You can play every Nintendo game on PC. You mean emulating? Excuse me. That's definitely something I want to do as well. Couple of emulating. What? A couple of games emulated. I want to play. Like some of the old school games. Some of the 2D games I want to emulate and play and record and post. Like that too. I can finally do randomizers. Like that's something I've wanted to do for a long time now. If I just had a PC, I could do some randomizers. God, how fun would that be? Scarlet and Violet is good quality? Well, too bad I already paid for both of these games already. It's fine. But as I was saying, one of my friends already helped me pick out a whole bunch of PC parts. So all I have to do now is literally just buy them. Oh yeah, that's honestly the first step. I should just go step by step. First step would be to buy them. And then once I have everything, then I worry about how to assemble this thing. I know people who can help me assemble it. That actually is the easy part. The hard part was picking out what parts to get. But yeah, now that I have a whole list of everything to get, all I have to do is just hit add to cart and purchase. But I'm still debating on when I'm gonna do that. Because, you know, I gotta go to the bank, gotta put money into my card, gotta purchase, and I have to decide, like, do I need any of the potential warranty as well? Like the 1-year warranty, if it breaks then I don't have to buy a whole new one, they'll just give me a new one, but because I got the warranty. I need to think about all that stuff too. Oh, yesterday, right? Yesterday? Today is Tuesday? Yes. Today's Tuesday. Yesterday on Monday. Yesterday I was at home from work. Yesterday was my day off. So what I was doing was I was basically cooking all day. I basically had a huge prime rib in the oven. A while ago I was gifted an entire rib roast. And, you know how big one of those things are? No way my whole family was gonna eat that in one sitting if I cooked the whole thing at once. So unfortunately, I had to portion it. I had to slice up the rib roast into like smaller prime ribs. Is that a sin? Is that a sin in the culinary world? Cutting up a rib roast? I've literally described this already. My sister's a light eater. My dad doesn't eat beef. So even if we had my sister's boyfriend over to help devour this thing, my mom and I, plus my sister's boyfriend, if it was just the three of us eating it, we would not be able to finish the whole thing. So of course we had to portion it up. So yesterday, that's besides the point. Yesterday I was at home. I was cooking all day. Basically just had to burp. I just had to cook it low and slow in the oven for, I think I did like almost 3 hours. And then once it hit like around 120 to 125 F internal, pulled it out of the oven, let it rest for at least half an hour to 45 minutes. I think I let it rest for like an hour. Just cause at the time, well, it wasn't dinner time yet. No one was home yet, so if I leave it in the oven for any longer, it'll overcook. But, you know, I'm proud of myself for this one. This was my first time cooking a prime rib, and it came out quite perfect. It was quite literally the perfect medium rare inside. First time cooking it too, by the way. You know, I showed my friends the process, like, all day cooking it. I showed them the big hunk of meat that I was cooking. And then the finished product. One of my friends even said, my friends suggest this all the time. One of my friends suggested, like, alright, now you take these skills and you go to culinary school. And I told him, no, I don't want to go to culinary school. I do not want to work as a chef for a career. I do not want to do that. And here's why. I like cooking for myself and for my family at my own pace at home. Culinary school, they teach you all this stuff, and then they follow like procedures as well. You know, I don't know how the curriculum is for culinary school, but I imagine it's not just, alright, this spice does this does that, and all that. It'll probably teach you food safety, regulations, all that stuff, and I don't care about that. Well, of course I care, but you know what I mean. Like, I just want to cook at my own pace, at home. If I were to work as a chef in a restaurant, first of all, I'd get like dozens of orders, assuming it's like a busy restaurant. I would get like a dozen different dishes I would have to cook all at once. And I already had enough work on my hands just cooking the one steak yesterday. Like, there was so much prep work I had to do. And after that, after it went in the oven, there was so much cleanup I had to do. You know, when you're cooking for someone else, you're kind of on like a certain time limit. If you take too long to cook it, then the customer will get mad. The customer will get upset and antsy, like, yo, where's my food? I waited for an hour. Where's my food? And then if you cook it wrong, there's complaints. If you do something, God forbid, very wrong, well, we don't need to go into the potential repercussions that could bring. So I'd rather not. I very much would rather not work in a restaurant cooking for the general public. I'd rather just cook alone at home, at my own pace. Like I said yesterday, I cooked that thing for like 3 hours just watching it in the oven, making sure it's not burning. And while I was doing that, I did other stuff. I just went, did other stuff while that thing was in my oven. You know, I can't do that when I'm working in a restaurant. I can't just, I don't know, boil something and then just play Geometry Dash on my phone. I got other stuff to do if I'm doing that, so I'd rather just do it alone at my own pace. So no, I do not want to go to culinary school. I do not want to work in a restaurant. I do not want to make cooking. Where was I going with this? I do not want to make a career out of cooking. Well, unless I do something like what Binging with Babish, Joshua Weissman, like what those guys do. Literally just cook on your own and you record it and post it. But I highly doubt, like, what could I possibly do that hasn't been seen before? Anyway, time's up. My foot is numb. Alright, I'm ready for a boost if you're still here. I still can't believe I got another Iron Treads. I don't need a third one, but I'll still take it. But man, a shiny Sprigatito. My first one, and it's, well, a male. I mean, that was to be expected. When I hunted for my shiny Combee, it took over 1,000 eggs. 1,300 to be precise. Like, exactly 1,300. And I got 3 male shinies in the process. So I'm expecting this to be a long hunt. And for me to get multiple male shinies in the process. I don't think he's here anymore. Well, let's not waste our time. Let's just, for the moment, make another one of these bad boys and see what we can get. In a way, this sandwich is kind of like just a buttery sausage on rice. Buttery sausage and rice, just in 2 buns. 2 sandwich buns, that's it. Oh yeah, this looks great. Oh, I don't dare. Do I dare? I'll try it. I was about to say, I don't dare stack the 4 rices. Let's try it. You know what? Screw it. Let's try it. Already off to a pretty bad start. Do I dare put this top bun on? Hell no. As long as none of the innards fell off. I don't think anyone's watching anymore, but that's fine. How have I been on for 40 minutes already? It felt like I just started. 40 minutes already? My fat ass been sat here for 40 minutes? You know what I decided I'm going to do like every day from now on? So what I've been doing in terms of working out is one day I do arms and one day I do the treadmill. I kind of abandoned doing leg day. Because in the past I did arms, legs, and then treadmill. And I just kept on doing those three. In that order. But now I've just reduced it down to arms and treadmill. So what I'm going to do is every day I'm going to do my left arm. Now that sounds ridiculous, but let me explain. So I'm just going to do the normal arms lifting day, and then the next day during treadmill night, when I do the treadmill, I will also afterwards do a couple of left arm workouts. Because my right arm is bigger than my left arm, like a significant amount, and I don't like that. So I gotta try to balance that out. And even when I do arm day, when I'm lifting, I do a little bit extra for my left arm. But I guess that's not enough now. So every day I just gotta add a little bit of left arm favoritism. I also saw today that there was an Amazing World of Gumball live stream, like an official one, airing just a couple of episodes, like not the entire show, much to my disappointment. And as of this moment, the live stream's been going on for a whole week. So I tuned in for a few episodes and I forgot how funny the show is. I watched the entire show. I love that show. It is so funny. Still waiting for anything to happen with the show. Supposedly there was a movie that was canceled. Big shame on that. And supposedly there's some sort of revival planned for the show. Like, The Amazing World of Gumball is one of the best best show I've seen consistency-wise. Like, I remember small details that would only appear in the background of an episode would play into a future episode in a big way. Like, there's nothing throwaway in the show. A small detail in one episode will play majorly in the future. And they even kept their continuity fantastically. I love how they were meta when it came to the art style change. How they even referenced it kind of looked different back in like seasons 1 and 2. Even the meta, like the change of voice actors. Man, I constantly forget the name of one of the voice actors. I think the first one was Logan. I forget the last name. I think I forget the second voice actor's name. But wasn't the last one Nicholas Cantu? You know, Elton from World Beyond. God damn, I can't remember the name of the second voice actor. I'm sure I could look it up real quick. You know, I woke up way too early this morning. I heard my dad was up because he had to get up and go out early to go do some work. So that woke me up. So I was just lying there thinking, if everyone's awake, why hasn't anyone come to wake me up? And because, you know, I refused to check my phone for the time, I just thought to myself, you know what? I'm going back to bed. When they need me, they'll call me up. They'll wake me up. And then I didn't fall back asleep for like half an hour. And then I got woken up like time to get up for work. And then I found out the moment I was called up was when I was supposed to wake up. When I usually wake up. So I woke up like a half hour too early. So I am extremely tired. And once again, I also don't drink caffeine. Well, not usually. Sometimes on extremely tired days, I just do some coffee. Are your classes ended? What? Are your class ended? Have your class ended? Yo, what's your schedule like? Because, do you have, like, night classes during Tuesdays? Fresh frozen ribs in your Mario Kart. Well, as much as I would like to go to Costco, pick it up, and just come home and cook it right on the spot, you know, as I explained, I was out of nowhere just gifted this thing. Out of nowhere, I was given it at like 10, no, like 9, yeah, 9 p.m. And clearly I wasn't gonna eat the whole thing right then and there. Didn't even have time to prepare to even make it. I was just given this thing randomly. So of course I had to freeze it. And I got this thing like a month ago. Maybe more. So of course I had to freeze it. I know in the eyes of Gordon Ramsay, that's like the biggest sin ever, freezing your steaks. Oh my god. I don't think I've heard Dreepy's cry down here. What if I get a shiny Dudunsparce? Then I catch it, and I keep it, unless I fail it. What the frick? The audio stuttered for a second there. Well, chances of me getting the 3-segment shiny is astronomically low. Because even if I do find a shiny, I have a 1 in 100 chance for it to be a 3-segment. So a shiny version is extremely unlikely. Once again, because that's totally something I can control. I ain't no hacker when it comes to getting shiny Pokemon. If I were, then I wouldn't have hatched 1,300 eggs for a shiny female Combi. And I would already have a shiny female Sprigatito by now. I already lost count of how many Sprigatito eggs I've hatched, so I have no idea what number eggs hatched it was that took for that first shiny. Since I already lost count, I'm not going to bother keeping count on how many eggs this is going to take. Even though this is like one of the hunts that I especially should be counting. Just out of curiosity. A part of me wants to shift my hunt. Because I do want a shiny Glamora, because that shiny do rock. No pun intended. You know what? Screw it. Rock. Pun absolutely intended. That shiny rocks. Like, have you guys seen what shiny Glamora looks like? That is such a nice color. Maybe I'll do that on my own, like off screen. But right now, we're going for a shiny 3-segment Dudunsparce. And we'll keep going until either I get it or I give up. Hold on. Why not 2 or 4 segments? Well, for one, 2 segments are 99% more common. And the other, 4 segment doesn't exist. Unless there's going to be a form in the future that we just haven't seen yet. Imagine that. Imagine each game going forward, we just get a new Dudunsparce form that is just more segments. The next Pokemon generation, Gen 10. It's Gen 10. Generation 10 of Pokemon, where you get a 4-segment Dudunsparce, and it's even rarer. 0.5 chance of getting that one, instead of just a 1% chance. Well, 1 out of 100. A 0.5 out of 100 to get a 4-segment Dudunsparce. Ooh, that'll give shiny hunters a brand new lifelong hobby. Dunsparce. Yeah, people have joked about that. Is it Dudunsparce? Dunsparce? 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 My left eye is burning and I don't know why. Probably because I'm straining my eyes staring at the screen so intently. And also because I am so exhausted I could just jump into bed. Ready for the ALT final season part 3, part 1, episode 1, part 1? And I even gave you that idea too. Like, what, just watch. What if that first episode is a two-parter? The first 2 episodes are a two-parter. So it would be season 4, part 3, part 1, episode 1, part 1. And all of that episode 2 is part 2. I swear to you, this season just doesn't end. What other show of any kind has had a season, one single season of the show, last 3 years? Like, someone tell me that. What other show out there has had one whole season last 3 years? One season. From the beginning of the season all the way to the end. 3 years. Jesus, this season has lasted longer than some shows last. Some shows only last like 1 season, 2 seasons. But no, this Attack on Titan's single season 4 lasted longer than quite a lot of other shows out there. Wasn't he? No, he was. Wasn't he 15 for the first 3 seasons? And only cause season 4 had a time jump of 4 years. Like, didn't all of seasons 1, 2, and 3 take place within a year? Well, except for the very end of season 3. Wasn't that the case? All 3 seasons took place within 1 year. Well, the main story, the beginning, obviously that was a long time ago, and then there was like the handful of years for them training to become part of the Survey Corps. But yeah, the main story of the first 3 seasons, didn't all that take place in 1 year? Did you actually? You know, one of our friends, he said he's reading the manga instead of watching the show. See, if I was truly impatient, I would read the manga, but I prefer anime over the manga. Well, it depends sometimes. But I usually prefer the anime over the manga because the anime has 3 different things. 1, it has voice acting. 2, it has color. And 3, it has movement. It actually has animation. Instead of me reading black and white comic panels with a text bubble. Now I know the anime, unless you're patient or you're binging the whole thing, it's not worth the wait compared to just picking up the manga and just finishing the story. And yeah, there's also that too. Sometimes the anime adaptation sucks. Have you guys seen the Caleb City video? I'll probably link it down below. It's like, we just got the right to animate this manga. It's like, hold on. What can we do to change it? What are we gonna change for the anime? You don't. Why would you do that? Why would you change? I think we can make it better. It's not our job to make it better. We just have to copy and paste. The material is right there. It's like, that whole 3rd act of the manga, that whole 3rd act, let's just take it out of the anime. Gone. We're not doing that. But yeah, sometimes anime adaptation sucks. So that's why you would prefer to read the manga. But usually, in my case, I still prefer the anime because of those 3 things that it has over the mangas. Voice acting, color, and animation. Listen, I know color manga exists. I know that exists. But that's still 1 out of 3. That was definitely on the Promised Neverland. You're saying Promised Neverland's anime was terrible compared to the manga? Is that what you're saying? I wouldn't know. I haven't seen it yet. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll watch the Never Promised Land. But at the moment, I still have too much shit to watch. I think to myself every day, why don't I just put one of these shows on and just start watching? I think that to myself every day, because I ain't got what else to do. I ain't got much else to do. Not that much else to watch currently. I could literally just pull up something I have not even started yet and just start watching. But I still just don't. I don't know why. Well, I do have one show that I'm finishing up first. I only have 1 episode left, and then I have to wait for a new episode. So I'm probably gonna finish that first, and then jump into something new. They did exactly what Caleb said. Cut 3 arcs from the manga in the anime and ended it on the 2nd arc. I don't get the mental thought process from these animators sometimes. It's like what Caleb City said. You literally just copy and paste the source material. It's not that hard. Like, why are you changing it? You literally have the blueprints laid out for you. All you have to do is add what I said. Animation, voice acting, and color. That's it. You just add those. That's it. Like, why change it? In a way, that's a perk for someone like me who doesn't read the manga, so I don't have anything to get mad over, because I don't know what the difference is. Unless they end on a cliffhanger. I watched an anime that ended on a cliffhanger like a decade ago, and I've always meant to read the manga to see how it ended. I never did. It's literally still on my bucket list. And it's been on my bucket list for like a decade now. An anime I've watched, and it ended on a cliffhanger, and the only way for me to know the answer is to read the manga. And I still have not done that yet. I'm not telling you. I ain't telling you. You crazy? I'm not telling you. You'll just look it up and tell me exactly what the answer is right now. I ain't telling you what anime that is. You know what? You're not gonna spoil? I don't believe you. So now that I don't have to stress about my exam for a bit, I still gotta worry about applying for it, but at the moment I don't have to worry about studying just yet, unless they push a date forward. So at the moment I could chill for a little bit longer, because it's not happening in April like I thought. It's happening possibly in June, so that gives me more time to watch shows and goof off when I should be using that time to study. So I could probably finish like an entire anime or two within that time period. A couple of longer shows I have in mind. Probably, well, we'll see. Because I have a lot to watch. I kid you not, I have so much to watch. It's kind of overwhelming how much I have to watch. And it's only going to get even more overwhelming-er the longer I wait. Because the longer I wait, the more that's going to come out, the longer my list of content to watch grows. What's going to be hilarious is the fact that if I watch all this stuff, my brain is going to be so full of this useless knowledge that my brain just won't have any memory space left for studying. It's kind of like a hard drive. It's filled with useless stuff and no room for the important stuff. Well, it's, too bad us human beings, we can't exactly just have an external hard drive we can plug in. Well, at least not yet. Maybe sometime in the far future we can do that. Anyone else thinks Dudunsparce's eyes looks like a screw? Looks like you should put a screwdriver in there. I have to use screwdrivers pretty often in my line of work, so that's exactly what it reminds me of. You know, the more I think about work and what I actually do at the moment, do for a living, I guess, the more I think about work, the more I hate this industry. The more I hate this line of work. And I know some people are gonna say, if you don't like what this industry is, then just switch jobs. Yeah, as if it's that easy. Some people are going to say, if you want a different job, just go to school, learn something else, and get another job in that department, in that line of work. And it's like, yeah, that's totally easy. All I have to do is go back to school, learn an entire new program, do all those exams and stuff, and then when I graduated, just apply for that job and get hired elsewhere. Yeah, that's totally easy. That's a very simple 1, 2, 3 step to follow. You're saying that as if, you know, it doesn't cost money, doesn't cost years of my life. Like, as if that'll happen immediately. Oh, I hate this job that I'm currently doing. Ooh, let me just go to school, graduate, and get hired elsewhere within the span of a single day. Well, earlier tonight, after I left work, it essentially looked like I was in Silent Hill, because it was so foggy outside. Don't often see fog. You know what's a really rare, natural, and like somewhat common weather to have? Thunderstorms during the day. That's actually more rare than you think. For some reason, thunderstorms usually happen at night, so it's actually really rare to see them during the day. During the day, it's more common to rain, but not to thunderstorm. But it thunderstorms quite often during night times. I don't know, I like it when it thunderstorms during the day, just because of how rare it is. Oh, my time's up. Gonna reset to save myself some rice and chorizos. Dude, you sent me 2 anime trailers. You literally sent me the trailer for A Galaxy Next Door and Hell's Paradise. Bro, no offense, but I have too much to watch as is already. So, like, please, don't send me trailers and get me hooked on something else, because I already have so much to watch. So just finish them all? Oh yeah, totally. Technically I could. If I really just focus, I guess, I could finish like an entire anime season in a single day. Let me tell you, that'll be quite the headache and eye strain. Wait, no, not the tofu. I wonder what happens if you don't have any picks. Does the game give you one? Or does it just skip that option? Yes, I did. Right here. Yes, I did. And now my list is still just sitting there, collecting dust, just waiting for me to actually begin what's on that list. I really have to get going on that. There's just not enough time during the day. If only a day had more than 24 hours. Let's try it. Let's just pin the 2 pieces of bread. What a masterpiece. You know how many carbs are in this sandwich? It's mostly bread and rice. Oh, speaking of which, I don't know why the sandwich reminded me of it, but yesterday when I cooked that prime rib, I did not mention that I also cooked some scalloped potatoes. I do not know what that is. I don't know what that is either. I don't know what either things you sent are. But yeah, I made some scalloped potatoes. I do not have a mandolin, so I had to cut the potatoes thinly by hand. And luckily I did not cut myself like I did almost like a decade ago. I was peeling apples and sliced the top of my left ring finger. I still have a... Well, it's not a big scar, but it's a noticeable scar. Man, it's so weird thinking about injuries that happened so long ago. I wore a cast on... God, I don't even remember which foot it was now. I think it was my left foot. I wore a cast on my left foot the entire 2nd grade summer. Jesus Christ, that was so long ago. Was it 2nd grade? Jeez, I don't even remember now. I think it was. My memory's a little bit fuzzy on how far back that is, but I remember, this is just what I remember. I remember the day that, you know, I got the injury was the exact same day in school I learned about broken bones. At least that's what I remember. So, like, in 2nd grade, the day we learned about, like, broken bones was the day I got my injury and I had to wear a cast for the rest of the summer. Well, I think it was the rest. It might have been like a month and a half that I had to wear that thing for. God, it happened so long ago, I don't even remember it now. And here's the gross thing, I still have those casts. After I got them removed, we kept them, and they're just sitting in my basement. I even know where they are. I got some dirty cast that was wrapped around my foot all the way like a decade ago. Over a decade ago. Coming up on... Well, not quite 2 decades just yet. Almost. Yeah, coming up on 2 decades ago. I had 2 different casts on my foot. I had a red one. I don't remember which colors came first. I had one that was red, and then I had like a glow-in-the-dark one. I liked the color red, even all the way back then in 2nd grade. I'm wearing a red shirt right now. God, what is happening with my eye? My left eye is so uncomfortable. It's not itching, but it's just tired. It feels strained. You know, I've been rambling. I've just been talking so much that I forgot to even pay attention to see if anything was shiny. You know what? You missed like 2 shiny Dunsparces with 1 segment only, nothing much. But I need to catch the Dunsparces to evolve them. Because the only way I can catch I can get a 3-segment shiny is to find a shiny Dunsparce and evolve it. Because these ones are 2-segment. Only 2-segment can spawn in the wild. 3-segment cannot spawn. So I need to find shiny Dunsparce and evolve it, and hope that I get lucky with the 1 in 100 chance to get a 3-segment. Anyway, so I know one reason why I'm always so hesitant to start a new anime, because I know I have a history. I have a track record like this. Every time I start a new anime, I just non-stop watch it. But I just can't help myself. I start a new anime, I will watch it like for the rest of the day, like the whole thing. Or, like, I don't know, if I get tired and I want to watch something else for a change, I'll just keep on watching it like the next day until I'm done. So that's why I'm always hesitant to start a new anime, because I know the moment I start, I'll just watch the whole thing. It happened with Attack on Titan Season 3 Part 2. I think I binged the whole part of that in a single day. Well, I might just call it after this sandwich. So in like 23 minutes. I already washed the dishes tonight, so all I have to do left is work out, shower, then go to bed. That Gibble looks different to me. That is a different looking Gibble right there. Not shiny? Ah, you're right. You're right. Not worth it. Not catching this then. Alright. This is the second shiny of the stream. But not a Dunsparce. We got 2 shinies tonight. That is everything but what we're hunting for. What, you gotta use dig like that? You know what? I don't believe Flame Charge won't kill this thing. I probably should have saved the game. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try running and saving the game. That's probably a horrible idea, but I'm gonna try it. One more Pokeball. Yep, this is a horrible idea, but I'm gonna do it. You can never do this in old Pokemon games. You can never run away from shinies in old Pokemon games, and it still be there. Alright, now that I saved the game, I can freely attack it. See, that's why I saved the game. Well, there goes the rest of my sandwich time. But it's okay. Man, I just lost 8 rice and 4 chorizos tonight. All because of a Gibble. Well, I don't exactly have moves that could damage this thing. Even my weakest, not very effective move will one-shot this. You know, I'm curious. What happens if I run while it's digging? It just pops back up. So we will sit here and we'll throw Pokeballs until I catch it. And honestly, I might just call it there for tonight. Just gonna catch this Gibble and I might call it there for tonight. Now I know you've wanted me to do some channel points. A certain number of channel points or whatever, and you suggested like continue for like another 10 minutes. Am I saying that I did that? No. No, I did not do that. I don't want to add something. You know, I've said this so many times. The reason I don't want to add channel points is because I just want to sit here and I want to game. So if whatever goal I set out is reached, then I gotta stop gaming. I gotta do what's promised. And I don't want to do that. I just want to sit here and play the game in front of me, instead of just for some reason pausing and having to fulfill a promise. Well, I know some people will make the argument, why don't you just do something simple? Like what was suggested, continue for 10 more minutes. Or something small, like drink water. Well, it's like, how entertaining is that? How engaging is that really? Like, those are such small things. Are those even worth giving channel points to? Are those even worth reaching the goals? Like, are they really? If the goals are something that uneventful, they may as well not even exist. Ooh, finally, a critical capture. I still have yet to see a critical capture fail. So I don't know if a critical capture in this game always means it will catch. Literally can add a button for 50k channel points named something, and then add something might happen in the description. What did I just say? Something that lame, it's not even worth putting there because no one's ever gonna do it. If it's not even worth doing, and if it's so outlandish like 50k channel points, then nobody's gonna do it. It's like, what even is the point of it being there? And there we go, now I actually do have a whole box of shinies in this game. Whoops. Wait, no, right button. I don't understand how this thing works. I have a whole box of shinies and yet it says 23. 23 shinies. And I know it counts for hatching Pokemon. Hatching Pokemon adds to that number, so I clearly have more than 23. That number is missing 7. None of these are traded, too. These ones are all the ones I caught or hatched myself in this game. Male Combi, GG's, yup. I don't plan to hunt for a female one in this game. Oh. What's next? A male Salandit? Nah, probably another male Sprigatito. I already have a shiny Salazzle in my Shield game, so I don't need to get another one. Male Gardevoir? Hell no. If I were to get a male Curlier or... Wait. Male Ralts or Curlier, I would evolve it into a Gallade. Now, if you're saying I just encounter a wild shiny Gardevoir that is male, well, then too bad. Too bad. Nothing I can do about that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there for tonight. Well, let's take a look at the 2 shinies we caught today. Literally, like, nothing new, nothing we haven't gotten already. So we got this today, and this, plus this, which I hatched earlier today. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there for tonight. I did kind of miss my chance to get that level 3 boost, but it's okay. We did end up getting 2 shinies today. Well, I'm gonna call it for tonight. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time for whenever the hell I decide to continue with this hunt. Bye.